Good morning. Today we're going to talk through the second half of section 13.2. You have been doing this in Algebra 1 yesterday and today, so I separated it into two sections. And we're today just going to be covering the idea of a biased sample versus an unbiased sample. So in order for you to be able to be successful on your algebra assignment and on your algebra quiz that will be coming probably next week, you have to be able to determine what does it mean for something to be biased or unbiased. So the definition that we have up here at the top says a sample is considered biased if certain subgroups of the population are more likely to be represented than others. If a sample is not biased, we call it unbiased. So this is what I'm saying to you. If you are trying to take a sample to represent a bigger group of people, then you need to make sure that these people that you pick in your sample actually make up a similar group to what your whole population is. So for example, if I was going to try to take a sample to represent the opinions of all Yorktown High School students, but for my sample, I only chose girls, then that would be biased because we know that there are boys that go to Yorktown High School. The same would be true if I was trying to take a sample to represent Yorktown High School students and I only included seniors. That also would not be an unbiased sample. That would be biased because I'm only representing one class and there are 4 classes of students in the school. So we're going to read through just a couple of examples here to try to see if we can figure out what it means for something to be biased or unbiased. So our responsibility is just to label these. So it says, David hosts a podcast and he is curious how much his listeners like his show. He decides to start with an online poll. He asks his listeners to visit his website and participate in the poll. So, would this be biased or unbiased? Okay, so this is actually going to be a biased sample. And the reason that this is biased is because only those people that are going to take the online poll will be represented. So there may be certain groups that listen to his show that can't take an online poll. Maybe they don't have access to the internet, so that's not an option for him. The other catch here is that when you are just asking anybody who wants to come and take it, it's very hard to guarantee that the entire population is well represented because you don't even know who these people are. So that would be biased. If we go down to this next one, a senator wanted to know about how people in her state felt about internet privacy issues. She conducted a poll by calling 100 people whose names were randomly sampled from the phone book. Note that mobile phones and unlisted numbers aren't in the phone book. The senator's office called those numbers until they got a response from all 100 people chosen. So biased or unbiased? Hopefully, again, you're saying biased here. This is another biased sample. And the reason that it's biased is actually found in what you see here in the set of parentheses. So when they're deciding who to call from the phone book, the problem is that they're only including the people who have a home phone. And we know that there are certain groups of people that just don't have home phones anymore. So anybody that's in that group could not be included in her survey. So that's not going to be representative of everybody in the state. So third and final example for today, you want to get student feedback on some money that was just donated to the school. You select 2 students from each table in all 3 lunches and ask them if they think the money should be spent on new bleachers at the football stadium or new tables in the library. This is unbiased. So the reason that this is unbiased is because with the way that we're sampling, we should get a good representation of everybody in our building. So we're taking people from all three lunches. So we know that in each lunch we have ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. We have girls and boys. We have people from all different academic classes. So across all three lunches, we would get all of those, and we're just choosing 2 people from each table. So I'm sure there's some random process to how that's being done. It doesn't say, but then you're also not getting people that are all from one friend group, because if you're just taking 2 from each table, you will get representations of lots of different types of students in your survey. So that is unbiased. When you get done with that, it should be pretty representative of the whole Yorktown High School population. All right, I have posted for you a 3-question quiz on Canvas. It's very much like this. It gives you something to read, and then you are just labeling it as biased or unbiased. So we need to make sure we have this mastered before you move on tomorrow to section 3 of chapter 13. If you have questions, please make sure that you're messaging me on Canvas. And if you're behind on your assignments, please make sure that you're getting caught up on those. We are running out of weeks of school for you to be making stuff up. So if you are behind, please get those done. Have a great day.